Hey everyone, Happy New Year. This is Peter, and John isn't here yet.
Sorry, Peter. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
John.
Hi.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Hi, friends.
What do you got here?
Well, I'm getting ready for my road trip. The team, Heavenly Melody, and some of the teachers are going down to Chiayi to a school rally. So we have to take a road trip.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know, road trips are my favorite. They really are one of my very favorite things to do. But you need to bring the right things for a good road trip. Agreed?
Agreed, definitely. Because you're going to spend a lot of time on the road. It's not like you jump in a plane for 2 hours and then you're where you need to be. A road trip is on the road, so it takes longer, so you got to think ahead.
And because you're on the road, you can do things that you couldn't if you were on a train or on a plane. And the best part is you can stop and you can visit different locations. But friends, I'm sure some of you have been on road trips. Use your English. Now is the time. Give us a story. Can you tell us about a road trip? Put it in the comments below, type it out, and then we'll try to correct your English, but there are no wrong answers. Also, we want to know, what do you think the best part of a road trip is? Take that poll below there. Is it the adventure, the company, the view, what you see, or the destination? There's a word. Destination means the place you go. There's another word that's similar in English.
Your destiny.
Destiny, yeah. Can you explain how that's different? Destiny is different from destination.
Right, they're quite similar, and that's of course why they share the same root. But your destination is usually more temporal. What do I mean by temporal? Means something smaller, really, in a way, compared to your destiny. Your destiny is like the final place that we all go to, you know, when we die, or what the universe or what God has in mind for us as our life here on earth. That is our destiny.
Yeah, it's like the word fortune. You could say, it was my destiny to become a banker, or, you know, it was my destiny to die at age 500, you know, or something like that. It's the big idea, but a destination is a place.
Much simpler, much more. John's destination is
Chiayi City today. Yeah. And to get to my destination, I've picked a few things. The first is a beanie, because I don't have to drive, so I get to sleep, and I found that a warm hat is helpful. It pads my head, so if I wear it, then I can put my head against the edge of the seat, and it keeps my head warm. It's great for sleeping.
What's the difference between a beanie and a hat or a cap like that?
A beanie is often called a knit, K-N-I-T, cap, and it's flexible, it stretches. I don't know where it got the name beanie. It looks like a little bean, maybe?
Why not?
I don't know.
Sounds good.
I also have my neck pillow, which is fancy. I got this on my way to Taiwan, so I can sleep like this. And of course, I have my clothes and my phone charger and things like that in here. But friends, let's get into some vocabulary for today. Our poll, by the way, is coming in. The adventure and the view are winning.
Yes.
So let's learn some techniques for surviving a road trip. First of all, some vocabulary. Let's do some English slang first.
Yes.
I'll give you a slang and you explain what it means. Peter, go pedal to the metal.
Oh, pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal.
That means go as fast as you can. It means literally the pedal is the gas pedal in your car.
Yeah.
And to put it to the metal means to press it all the way down to the metal floor of the car. Cars aren't always made with metal floors nowadays, but when the expression came about, they were usually made with metal. So push the pedal to the metal means push it down as far as it can go as fast as you can go.
And it literally, like Jayo is pretty close. Jayo has a more general meaning. Pedal to the metal means faster. All right, pedal to the metal. You could use it for work. Guys, pedal to the metal. We only have 2 hours left on this project. So, oh man, I'm going to take a nap if I keep wearing these. Put you right there, little buddy. All right, now when you're on the road, there are dangers. The first danger is road hogs. Peter, look out for road hogs.
Road hog is someone who is hogging the road. A hog is another word for a pig, meaning someone who just takes up more than their share of something. So a road hog takes up more than their share of the road. They're always switching lanes, or they won't let you pass them in some way to get by them. They're often going slower than a lot of the other cars, but they're not doing anything about it. They're not being sensitive to the needs of the other drivers around them. They're just thinking like a hog, a road hog.
Yes, they get in your space. Road hogs are dangerous, but not as dangerous as road rage.
Yes.
Road rage is a condition. What is road rage? You could say, oh, I got such bad road rage when that person cut in front of me.
Right. Well, road hogs can often bring on road rage. Road rage just means rage, anger, fury at something that happens while you're driving on the road.
Rage.
Someone cuts you off. It doesn't have to be a road hog. It often is, but it doesn't have to be. It could be someone cuts you off, or anything that makes you upset that happens on the road and is kind of increased by the fact that you're driving, because we have some energy going when we're driving. Little things that we might be more in control of when we're not on the road can sometimes get out of hand.
That's right. Road rage is a common problem. When you hear people honking, they get road rage. All right, now let's learn another phrase that's not a danger. This is the beauty of the road. We say, I miss the open road.
The open road.
Now, open road, we're not talking about a road that's not under construction, but open road is a metaphor.
Yeah, open road. You can see it on the cover of the Advanced magazine.
That is the open road.
That is the open road right there. It's a road. It's a literal road, but it's a road outside of, away from cities, even towns, really. So there is a sense of freedom connected to it. It's the open road. It just, who knows where, where it's going to take you roughly, but there is a sense of adventure to it, a sense of excitement, mystery even, and a sense of freedom too. That you are not, this road exists so that you can leave your town, leave your city, and go somewhere else. The whole country, the whole world is open to you by means of this road.
So let's use that word in some sentences. You could use this vocabulary, open. Open, kai, to be something. If something is open, is one we probably know already. But you could also say, my opportunities were open, or the world was open to me. And it just means there are kind of endless possibilities. If something is possible. Like, wow, you use this for companies, right? Wow, we have an opening, a new opportunity for someone to work. Okay, who goes on the open road? If you're in the USA, semi-trucks are a big thing, and they travel in convoys. So we got two vocab. Let's do convoy first. You could say, the military traveled in a convoy to get to the base. What is a con, by the way, you have the word con, which means together in Latin or in English. Con, like context, what comes together, or company is very similar. Conflict together with fighting. So a convoy means... Yeah,
it's a group traveling together, a group of things, like in our discussion here, a group of big tractor-trailer trucks, or semis, as we call them. They're the big, long rectangle and a little cab up in front where the driver is. That's a semi-truck, and they travel in convoys, groups together. You often hear it in the military, too. A convoy of ships or a convoy of tanks. They travel together for security, for power, but also for convenience. Because when it comes to big semi-trucks traveling in a convoy, it's not like they're in a war or something, they need to be protected. It's just more for company.
That's right. So semi-trucks sometimes travel in a convoy. What's a semi-truck? We've heard of a truck. That's the general term. Something that has space in the back to carry things. It can truck things along. To truck means to move quickly and kind of carry things. A semi-truck has a front part called the head and a back part called the trailer, and that's called a semi-truck. It's part of the truck. It's sort of a truck. So it's a two-part truck. In the US, a lot of semi-trucks are on the highways, same as in Taiwan, but in the US, so much of commerce happens on these semis. Finally, we have a couple other vocab for you. A pit stop. This is my favorite part. A pit stop is where you get snacks.
Right.
It's literally a term from racing.
Right.
When cars are racing on a track, they have to stop in a pit. So you have, I think, pit men, people that change the wheels.
You have a pit crew.
Pit crew, there it is.
Yeah. And in a race, they're not stopping to get snacks, obviously. They're stopping to change tires. Yeah, well, it depends how big of a lead he has, I suppose. But he's usually stopping to change tires, to tighten screws, or if something comes loose, something needs to be replaced. Yeah. You pull into the pit. You pull off of the track and you pull into what's called the pit.
A pit is named because there's a space underneath where a mechanic could work under the car. So it's literally a pit for racing. Of course, here we in America, we love to feel like we're doing something more important. You know, so a convoy, like, hey, if me and Peter are driving two cars, we're moving. We say we're a convoy.
You know, even though it's just the two of us in our little Toyotas. You know,
and if we stop at a gas station for snacks, oh, it's a pit stop. You know, it's like a racing term. So it's a fun one to use. Everyone calls it a pit stop. Finally, what do you buy? You stop at the convenience mart, and maybe you're in a new state. You need to buy a souvenir. There's a slang term, knick-knack, for souvenirs.
Yeah, and it means exactly what John says. Souvenir, a little, a keychain with the shape of the city on it, or the country, or the state on it, or sunglasses with alligators, or some little thing. Ideally, you want a knick-knack is something you couldn't get just anywhere. It's not something that you would just go into a 7-Eleven and get. It would be something that is, particular to the place where you stopped to go into the store.
Yeah, we have one more vocab here, but I really would love to hear from you. What is a technique that you have to survive a long road trip? How have you survived road trips in the past? And I'd love to hear your stories. Have any of you rented a car in the USA or in another country and taken a road trip? I've got one story I have to share. It was 3 years ago. My wife was pregnant with our first child, and we went with some friends from Beijing to the Grand Canyon. Now,
from Beijing to the Grand Canyon, that's a road
Alaska.
Trip. Wow.
No. So we went from California, from San Diego, all the way to Arizona, to the south side of the Grand Canyon. It was an amazing road trip.
Nice.
Yeah, we went through Route 66 for a little bit, which is where our advanced article talks about. Route 66, probably the most famous, certainly the most famous American highway, and it has a lot of history. But have you ever traveled on an American road trip or any kind of a road trip? You went on a road trip last year, or about a year ago, right?
Yes, just at this time last year, in fact, my wife and I rented a car and drove down to Tainan here in our island, and drove back. Spent about 2 or 3 days down there, visiting the old forts and just soaking up the history and the great food that they have down there in Tainan. We'd love to go back sometime. But yeah, that was like about a 4 to 6 hour drive down and then coming back. That is a road trip. We even had our dog with us, so it was extra exciting.
Cool. That's amazing. It's not a bad place to go on road trips, Taiwan, because you can travel to the end of Taiwan in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
You can see some amazing different places, but you don't have to take a month to do it. You can get to the destination in a day or two, typically. That's great. Well, our last thing is something you need to watch out for on your road trip, something called a speed trap. Okay, so if I say, Peter, look out, there is a speed trap on the exit as you turn into Jai. What am I talking about?
It means slow down, because there's probably a cop waiting to see if you're going too fast, but you can't see him until it's too late.
So you say a cop, that's a police officer.
A police officer,
a cop, a copper. That's a word we use a lot in the States. The cops, the police. Yeah, they have a radar gun, and they can tell how fast you're traveling, and then they give you a ticket if you fall for a speed trap. Don't go too fast.
Right,
Alan, hi.
Just quickly, a speed trap is where the police officer will often put his car behind a billboard or around the corner so you don't see him, so he gets an honest read. Because everyone, we see the police car up ahead, we slow down, as we should, but a speed trap, it's kind of a negative term, because it means the cops are trying to lay in wait and catch you,
get you,
surprise you. So I mean, as they should, if you're going too fast above the law, you should, get a ticket. But
sometimes now Google Maps will tell you if there is a speed trap, which seems like cheating.
Really? Google Maps?
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a button you can press, but we'll see. Alan, thank you for sharing, brother. You say, my friends and I went on a road trip in Iceland. Wow, that sounds really cool. I'm assuming you rented a car and you didn't drive there. We preferred to go slow and stopped frequently along the way just to enjoy the scenery. Okay, great job. So Iceland, that seems like a beautiful place to drive. Lots of scenic hills. There was news from Iceland recently. I'm assuming you weren't there during the recent volcanic eruption.
That's right,
yeah, but Iceland seems like a beautiful spot. Wow, you have to send us pictures, Alan. All right, we have our winner, and that's all for today, folks. The adventure is the best part of the road trip for many people.
Right.
The destination is there at the end. I just get it over with. I do love arriving at the destination, and then the view. I think people love to take photos, right? It's great to have a good photo op.
Sure.
Well, friends, if you're watching this later on YouTube, be sure to comment below. We'll try to get to it if we can. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Hit that join button if you would like to see more of our radio content. If you're not getting Advanced Magazine, you're missing out. We do have a digital version, and we're talking about the classic American road trip, so you'll learn some new vocab, God willing. Well, friends, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Time to hit the open road.
Hit it.